growing up, I grew up in a 2-parent household, and I feel like growing up in a 2-parent household, it really shapes your perspective on what a normal relationship is like. Like, I grew up understanding, as I got older, I grew up understanding seasons. Like, it's never one consistent thing, and it's like you're never up for so long, and you're never down for so long. I've seen like ups and downs, and just how to, well, not me, but I seen my parents just coexist every day of their lives. And I'm thinking, when I was a kid, I remember Christmases that was super lit. Like, it was Christmases where the fucking the gifts is sleeping into the next room. You know what I'm saying? And then I seen other Christmases where we getting lectured on being thankful for each other. Fuck these people.
It ain't Thanksgiving.
Where's my gift?
Something about thankful.
You know what I'm saying? And today, we're just going to talk about how growing up in a 2-parent household kind of laid the foundation in our expectations of what a normal relationship looks like. Because like right now, I feel like on social media, we getting a lot of distorted versions of what a normal relationship looks like, because we seeing highlights every single day of relationships. You seeing the ladies getting 100 dozens of roses. You seeing the restaurants. You seeing, you know what I'm saying, the trips. And those are moments in relationships. Like,
Damn.
knucklehead ass. We gonna take the last. But those are moments in relationships.
Text on actually bring a fucking mop.
Yeah.
Go ahead though.
Those are moments in relationships, and you can't judge. You can't set expectations. If you always seeing moments, it's gonna distort your view on what a healthy, normal relationship looks like. So today we're just gonna chop it up about, you know, how growing up in a 2-parent household set our expectations.
If you lazy, you waking up at fucking 3 o'clock in the afternoon and shit like that,
Popping bottles,
you're setting the tone for everybody because you're the leader.
popping pills,
That's just what comes with being a man.
popping bitch ass niggas.
I don't want nobody making decisions over my life except me. Not a woman, not a judge, not an officer, not no motherfucking body.
When them bullets hit him up, look like son had a seizure. Run out, give it up, you know the procedure. I be sipping Jack and honey.
I don't think nothing can make me feel like a man. I don't think nothing can make me not feel like a man.
Chains on my collar.
You can't take the benefits of being a man without the responsibilities.
Give you niggas halos on God in the king.
Welcome back to Roses I motherfucking did, man. It's Halloween. I'm Stefan Diggs and this is Offset. God damn it. No, we
He's a bitch ass nigga, bro.
know what we got in common. He just went crazy. Just went crazy. How you feeling, Offset?
shit.
Herb and
Moneybag
did it.
They just hugged and shit. All
That
on
was beautiful.
stage.
We can't kick. Can we kick it? Yeah. All right, bro.
Offset don't want to kick it.
I thought he was. I just kind of low key caught on what he was really saying.
You really on some player shit if we could do a pod together and I knocked your wife up.
Wow, yeah, that
That's
would
some
never
real player
happen.
shit.
Yeah, that would happen. That's his baby mama. The wife is crazy. I gotta really. You know what? If the
Better
situation,
telling your homie your wife pregnant. And it ain't yours.
I'm not
like,
even
if
telling
it
my
was-
homie no shit like that.
I don't know. Take it to the grave. Wait, what?
You can't until she come up with this baby and it's like, nigga, you got another baby? Like, nah.
That's wild. But nah, that was. If it was like my situation, I don't give a fuck. If it was like my real life shit, I know I wouldn't care.
All right, man. How was your week, bro? What's been going on, man? Talk to me.
My week is, goddamn it, it's one of the best weeks ever.
What happened?
It's one of the best weeks of the year.
Best weeks ever? Best weeks of the year?
Not ever, but the best week of this year for sure.
What happened?
You know what I'm saying? Nah, just the official offer letter came through.
Oh, okay.
My salary that I was presented with, I was happy with, and then I got another message where they gave me an additional $5,000 on top of that, which I was just not expecting, and I'm just like, oh, this shit just can't get any better. You know what I'm saying? So, the work environment seems like really, really dope. it's gonna be in the office, and everybody seemed cool. It's like one of them type of companies. I've worked in all types of companies. I worked in companies where we just here to go to work. Like, you always here to just go to work, but the vibe is just like, I don't really fuck with you people.
Yeah.
When I went to that company's work environment, and you know what I'm saying, I'm walking around and shit, like you could tell when the motherfucker don't like their job, when they like everybody seem like real cool. They talking to each other and shit. It don't seem fake or whatever. So it's like just like a healthy work environment. So that's a big plus since I'm gonna be there, spending a lot of my time there. Yeah, man, it just came like a full circle moment, like because we in October, and last October is when I lost my my job, and then a year later, like damn near on the year mark, I get this one. But I had an opportunity to practice a lot of the shit that we've been preaching.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like staying down, staying stoic. And I had moments throughout that. Now, don't get me wrong. I just wasn't around this bitch like, yeah, super positive and shit. I was for the bulk of the time, and it's crazy. I started to lose a little bit of hope right at the end. And that's not a coincidence. Like the saying that you usually, people usually give up right before, you know what I'm saying, they get their breakthrough. I started to legit feel weak right at the end, and then boom, I get the news that
was Jesus playing them games with you?
Yeah, he comes in at the 9th hour, G. Like he do that on purpose, and I
don't got time for that type of shit. That's
You know
why
what
I'm
I'm
going Muslim. I don't got time for that type of shit, bro. All that 9th hour, all this suspense and shit. Like, this a thriller movie. My life, I ain't trying to do all that, bro. I want this shit plain and simple, bro. Not wait till the last minute, bro.
That's how he moving. He dead ass waited until the last possible minute, and that's also gonna play into my man's perspective segment. So stay tuned for that, and just how men usually catch their financial stride later in life, and I'm gonna break down some of the reasons why that is. But,
that's real, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of my homies I know who kind of like stayed consistent at something, just kept moving forward. Even like, you know, like a lot of my homies, like we wasn't making no bread for real at all. Like, you know, and then niggas just kept trying to find pivot and like, fuck it, I'm finna go trade school, I'm finna do this, I'm finna do that. And everybody seemed to just kind of like find a groove in the last 2-3 years. Niggas just kind of figured it out of nowhere, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? And that shit just be crazy. You know what I'm saying?
It's never really out of nowhere. It's all that shit adds up. Like all of it is building blocks, whether you think it is or not.
Yeah.
It's building blocks. You just don't. The painful part about staying down when you in the struggle is you don't know when it's gonna end. You know what I'm saying? And like how God did it for me, I literally had nothing lined up. Like I had for the whole year, I had a bunch of opportunities where I thought that was gonna be the one. I had seeds in the ground. I had relationships I had been tending to. Conversations been going. And at the end of the year, all of that shit went away. Yeah. Like all of those avenues was exhausted, and it was like nothing in the pipeline. And literally out of quote unquote out of nowhere, I get a call, and within a week, I had the offer. I went from 2 interviews, offer, and yeah. So I'm gonna definitely break that down in AMP at the end of the episode. But overall, we've been good, blessed. So yeah, man.
Absolutely. My week been kind of interesting. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people been reaching out to me, asking me different questions on Instagram. We don't get as many voicemails as we used to. Now people just DM me. I don't know if niggas is feeling real like familiar with a nigga or whatever, but niggas be DMing me and shit. And somebody was DMing me about like style and fashion and shit like that. You know, just on some self-discovery shit. And I feel like a lot of people, what's good taste and like who could dress and shit like that is all just, it come down to opinions. At the end of the day, it come down to sometimes what's popular and shit like that. But I think overall it is like a certain classic style that men could have that would never look bad in any era. You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of times it's not really how a nigga dress when it comes to style. A lot of times it be about posture. You know what I'm saying? And if you got bad posture, it really don't matter what the fuck you wear. You gonna look a little off. You feel me? If you got bad posture. If you want to have good posture, you gotta study a stud, bro.
You were wild.
Studs have. Listen. What I'm saying, bro. Studs practice how to walk like men. Men just be being men. We don't be practicing. So if you got a little fucked up walk, you just gonna have a fucked up walk because you ain't ever practiced how to walk like a man.
You say hard work beats talent when talent
don't nobody got a smoother man walk than a stud, bro. She been practicing this shit her whole life.
She's intentional. We just
practicing this shit, bro. She cold with the shit, bro. She got a cold nigga walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just out here living and shit. Like, they practicing. But outside of that, though, I really feel like on some real shit, all jokes aside, I feel like we need to be in the gym this winter working on our shoulders and our back. You feel me? I feel like that's really what, like, you know, when it comes to clothes and different shit that you wear, whether it be a drop shoulder tee or a suit or whatever the fuck it is, like, your shoulders and your back, you know what I'm saying, being what it need to be, it's kind of like makes your outfits look and
100%
fit and fall on your body a lot different. You know what I'm saying? So
that's
all the niggas out there, that would be my advice. Because I had somebody ask me that question. I feel like work on your shoulders and your back. Get your shoulders a little more wide. And I'm working on my shit too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't the biggest nigga in the world, but I'm trying to get my shoulders and my back a little right. Get your chest a little right. Fuck all them biceps and shit. Well, nigga Helly say curls is for the girls. You feel me?
That was good. That was solid advice on the fashion tip. Yeah, that was solid advice as far as, and even me, myself. I'm not gonna lie. It's funny you say that. Don't you know the saying, a hit dog gonna holler? Mm-hmm. I instantly thought he was finna go into a joke. He's like, yeah, we need to work on our shoulders and back. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna be like, bitch ass nigga, because my shoulders is like low key lacking. Well, not my shoulders, my traps. Like, I don't really do no trap exercises. Like,
I meant more so like delts and shit.
Yeah, so delts. But
those two though.
When you said shoulders, I instantly went to not an insecurity, but a area of opportunity that I know I need to work on is my traps, because I never do that.
Area of opportunity had I.
Hey, G, I was just finna say,
damn,
this nigga
made
lemonade out of lemons, bro. Nigga say, I ain't weak, I'm just not strong. I just have hey, the nigga just went crazy.
Area of opportunity.
For sure, man. For sure, man.
That's funny as shit.
Another question that I was presented with this week was about why is it so hard to lead a woman?
It's not, man. Y'all just choosing the wrong women.
Sometimes it's women who don't want to be led. Also, sometimes it's hard to lead a woman because it's hard to lead yourself.
Yeah. What is it when people, I'm drawing a blank, underestimate leadership and what it comes with. Like, you think women here like, oh, I want a man to lead. Yeah. And when women say I want a man to lead, I guarantee you're only thinking about him leading you to the benefit of you. You want to turn your brain off. You want him to make the decisions. You want him to, you know what I'm saying, be the forefront of everything, kind of like steer this whole ship. But what you're not understanding is not only he has to lead you, he has to lead himself first. And that has to be on point, because if that's not on point, he can't even lead you. Then he has to lead the children. Then he had to lead more than just you. And it's a big task, and we have the shoulders for it to hold it, but it's not, just, as simple as it sounds.
I agree. I also think we underestimate leadership in the sense of leading ourselves. Because a lot of times I think when we think about leading a woman or leading, we think about leading someone else and not about leading ourselves. So, for example, you can't really get on your girl ass about not washing the dishes if you letting the garbage pile up.
100%.
Right? Like, if the garbage is constantly piling up and you come to her like, hey, why you ain't woo-woo? It's kind of like, whether she say it out loud or not, it's a situation where it's like, fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really have a lot of room to get on somebody's ass if you're not on your... I mean, it applied to everybody in the household. Like, you come to your kid, like, hey, you shouldn't be playing video games all day. You need to do something educational even if you don't your homework. But he see you playing the game all day.
Right.
He gonna be like, all that do as I say, not as I do shit is over. That shit never been
worked. It never worked.
It never worked. It never worked. You gonna do what you see a nigga do. You want your kid to read. If he see you reading, he gonna want to read. So that's what it comes down to, is like leading by example. We understand it when it comes to sports, right? We understand if a nigga is the captain of the football team, I can't get on nobody's ass around this bitch if I'm not on my shit. If I'm late to practice, if I'm not hitting the weight room, if I'm not doing these things, I'm not going to be an effective leader. Niggas is not going to be following my lead, trying to hear what the fuck I got to say. We get it on that tip, but when it comes to the household, we want a whole lot of grace and mercy around this. we want a whole lot of room to make mistakes and still be looked at the same way. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say, to your point, being a better leader in the house, right? So over the last year, I was unemployed, right? And I remember when I got laid off, before that, I used to play the game. Y'all know, I like Call of Duty, whatever the case may be. I did not touch the game for the entire year because, number one, for me, it just didn't click to be unemployed and playing a video game. Even though I was productive throughout the day, it just didn't sit right with me. But I also knew that Trey, like, he's watching, he's seeing. I'm always in the game. I guarantee you, this is gonna be this season is gonna be a moment in his life that he's gonna speak to later. That because I used to always be behind the computer though. What you doing? Studying. And he'd come around and see, like, what's that? Ooh, this is a presentation. I got to construct this presentation and develop, blah, blah, blah. Like, he always saw me studying and preparing this whole entire time. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't be just, he see me playing a fucking game all the time. I wanted to be like, I earned it. So when he saw me cut the game on, and cause that's low key, like how I kind of like told him, cause he saw me cut the game on. He like, oh, you back playing? I'm like, yeah, I got the job. He, oh man, woo. You know what I'm saying? So that's a form of leadership. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell him to, hey, get out the game, go read, go do this, go do that, and I'm on a fucking video game all the damn time.
Absolutely. And I've been seeing a lot. I saw Carlos Miller video. He was on a podcast and he was talking about how a lot of times in the household, men carry this heavy weight and this struggle and this stress to keep everybody else in the house happy. And like, I hear that. I do think this happy wife, happy life shit is gonna put niggas in the early grave. I don't agree with it at all. However, I also feel like it'd be kind of cringy to me when I hear men on the internet kind of like almost crying about being men. And I don't mean that in a way of like, it ain't no room for a nigga to be vulnerable. Okay. But what I mean is when we say like, oh, I'm holding all the stress so everybody can be happy. Where the fuck did we get the idea that everybody in the house is happy? like no matter how good of a nigga you are, how many bills you pay, how loving you are as a father, as a husband, you could be the perfect guy. Yeah. People gonna go through what they going through. Your wife, mama still gonna get sick. Her parents still gonna get sick. She might have a little brother that can't get the shit right in and out.
She might just have a day of being a woman. Where she
whatever,
just
her body falling apart, menopause, whatever the fuck the case may be. Your kids at school getting bullied, whatever the fuck is going on. Everybody in the house going through shit no matter what type of nigga you show up as. You can make life easier for your family, absolutely. But everybody's going to go through something at the end of the day. So this idea that like, oh, I'm carrying all this stress and everybody else around this bitch happy, they got stress too. You might not be emotionally in tune enough to even see that they stressed out because you so worried about, I'm carrying all this stress and I'm so fucked up at the end of the day. And then I also feel like when we talk about, you know, how we struggle better than women, I do feel like we do. But at the same time, I think that we need to account for, even though we're not expressing verbally how we feel, us feeling how we feel can still be felt by other people in the house. And it still can dampen the mood in the house if we're not, you know what I'm saying, holding up the right way. So just because, you know, we ain't saying how we feel don't mean it ain't being felt. It ain't being felt in the house. And at the same time, like, I do feel like we suffer better than women from a sense that when we going through shit, we just want to be left the fuck alone. Yeah. Typically, right? Generally speaking. When women going through shit, she gonna make sure everybody else going through something too. She gonna go nag the fuck out of you and say this and say that, get on your motherfucking nerves because she having a bad day. Yeah. She gonna fuck everybody day up on purpose. So I do feel like we struggle better than women. I will say that's true, but at the same time, I think this idea that we carrying all this, we gonna carry all this weight for the family, I think that's some bullshit. I don't think it's really what's going on. I think you're lying to yourself if you think that your sacrifices in life is going to make everybody else's life perfect, for one. And then for two, it's no reason for you to have to carry all that weight. I don't like that we teaching ourselves that shit. I don't like that we teaching young boys that shit. I think that fuck all that happy wife, happy life shit. You need to make space for yourself to be happy in your life, period, bro. Like, You don't gotta just compromise everything you got going on now. You ain't gonna be happy every day. You're a human at the end of the day, but you need to make space for happiness in your life, bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't sign up for that class. And
fuck that.
Yeah, I would drop that class because it's very unrealistic. I think we forget as men we're human beings. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So the manly thing to do is to take on all these tasks because that's what kind of like validates who we are as men. So when you constantly hear that story and you constantly see other men speak on how they carry the weight of their family, subconsciously it's like, okay, I got to carry the weight of my family too, which you do, but we forget the human aspect of it. It's not your responsibility to make sure everybody's happy. That's so subjective. That's so happiness is fleeting. You know what I'm saying? It goes up, it goes down. So for you to assign yourself the responsibility to make sure everybody is always at their peak, you're gonna get drained, and then you're gonna have the victim mentality. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I do everything. Well, you're gonna end up crashing out. When brother, all you have to do is make sure you showing up the best of your ability. And you know what that is. And that's the thing, right? When we say show up to the best of your ability, you know what you're capable of. You know what your responsibilities are. You know the expectations that your woman has of you, not the unrealistic expectations, the ones that, you know what I'm saying, just are standard. Yeah. You cover all of those bases, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? So I agree.
And it's some shit that I just ain't finna do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like, gee, me and I always say me and the young lady I'm dating. Me and the young lady I'm dating right now, like we just having a conversation.
That cracks me up. I'd be so confused.
we was having a conversation earlier. She was talking about, oh, she want to go to the rodeo in Houston in March. I'm like, look, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
And she was mad. She's like, well, why can't I just don't want to go. Like, that's just what it, like, a lot of times we be in a situation where we feel like I got to do shit that I don't want to do. I gotta go to this restaurant I don't want to go to. It's gonna be times where she brings something up and I don't want to do it, and I just say, oh yeah, come on, let's do it. And she'll never know I didn't want to do it. Yeah. Right. And there's gonna be times where she brings shit up and I don't want to do it, and she try to convince me, and I say, fuck it, come on, and I hate it. And there's gonna be times I'll be like, I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's okay because I'm not finna be miserable. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that she will ever make me miserable, but I'm saying that I'm not gonna put myself in a position to where I'm always just trying to please you and do every little thing. Like, I'm just not showing up like that. I'm going to leave some space for me to just be like, you know what? I'm not doing that. I'll pay for you to go. I'm not going. Sorry. Have a ball.
And not to, it's interesting, like being in a relationship. Because at first, like dating version of me, I usually wouldn't talk about situations, you know what I'm saying, unless it was over.
Yeah.
But like, this will never be over. Like, this is who I'm with. Like, so.
Oh my God.
So now.
This nigga here, man. You hear him real?
I hear him.
We're here forever. I'm gonna love you
best friends forever. But just yesterday, I had an instance with my lady where she was speaking on something that she just didn't agree with. And typically, depending on what she brings to me, I adjust. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I want you to be happy, and I do understand that I have to compromise in a relationship because I was who I was before you, and now that we're coming together, it's some things about me that you like, and I ain't gonna lie, and it's kind of like unfair, not unfair in a bad way, but maybe to her, I don't really have no grievances with her for real, like because niggas are simple to begin with, you know what I'm saying? So. Low key, it be me.
The food is cooked, the ass is fat.
Hey.
Listen, she walk around in booty shorts, cook whenever I want. Like it's a good situation. But to her end, I'm like the opposite of what like she would prefer because like I'm in like the limelight and I used to be, you know what I'm saying, in the streets and shit like that. So I be out
the streets.
I used to be in the streets and shit. You said what?
You used to be in the what?
I think he throw out the streets with the hoes.
The streets with the hoes, nigga. Not cool. Come on now. We all know better here. I am not in the streets, please. But no, I used to be. So there's some things about me that is unsettling to her, and I compromise. Yeah. Yesterday, she brought something up. I'm like, hey man, listen, fuck no. That's just who I am. That's how it is. Yeah. I can't satisfy all of you. Like, this is gonna be one of those things that you're not gonna like. Yeah. And you're gonna feel the way, but we gonna get through it.
So you ain't eat no ass.
No, I'll eat the ass.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't that.
It was wild. Okay, cool. Understood, man. You got a question for him, real?
I'm gonna wait to the Patreon.
Oh shit.
Spicy.
Oh shit, man. All right, guys. We're not gonna do a voicemail for today.
What's that you drinking?
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all. It's over with now.
No, it ain't.
I got that. Oh, there you go. I thought I was gonna put that shit for you.
Wow.
Today we got another concoction made by Tip. Sir Davis, the Beyonce whiskey. We drunk it all.
The
It
bottle
was
was
$100
empty.
bottle. Took us 3 weeks, but we made it. You know what I'm saying? It's a good whiskey. It's a good whiskey to mix in things. It is strong as fuck. Not gonna lie. It wouldn't be a shooter whiskey for me, but as far as mixed drinks,
You mean like a shot?
it's been excellent. Yeah.
You
It's
just
been
started saying
excellent.
that.
What?
You just started saying shooter.
I just started saying that.
Yeah, I never heard you really say that before.
I mean, that's what you call. That's what y'all usually say. Like, is it a shooter?
Okay. I'm just saying I never heard you say that before.
That's the dog name too. Name Shooter.
But yeah, shout out to Tiff. Appreciate you.
Shout out to Tiff. Shout out to Beyonce.
For sure. Shout out to Tiff. for
Speaking
the
of
drinks.
Beyonce, everybody been talking about can Jay-Z beat niggas in the verses. Jay-Z is smoking everybody in the verses, bro. Everybody of
I didn't realize. I would have assumed he could. But when you put the list out of all them fucking hits,
It's ridiculous, bro.
I'm like, wow. Like
And
it really put his greatness into perspective for me.
I think people forget because Jay-Z wasn't like a specific time where Jay-Z was like, he didn't have a Lil Wayne run or a Drake run when he was just like the number one nigga for 5 years in a row. Like that shit didn't happen in his career. But the nigga put out hits for 20 years straight. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he might not have been as hot as Nelly was at a particular time or as hot as Lil Wayne was at a particular time. But that nigga was putting out hits consistently for 2 decades, bro. He got a ton of them bitches. Tons of them. It's crazy. Song Cry.
Song cry for sure.
Like this summer. I put this shit on Facebook, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy. But anyway, let's get to the topic, man. Today we're talking about things that we learned from being fortunate enough to watch our parents' marriage, right? I was the only nigga on my block that was in a situation that I was fortunate enough to have married parents or just a 2-parent household in general, married or not. And I was able to watch that. I was able to see that. And I realized at a young age, like, damn, unfortunately, this is not normal in my community, in my environment, for people to have both parents in the crib. Even if people have both parents in their life, they wasn't typically in the same house.
Right.
So I was able to see a relationship up close, whereas a lot of people see relationships come and go if mom is just dating different people. Or dad. And a lot of people also, only really get to see relationships on TV. They might have a parent that's like, look, they don't bring nobody around their kids.
Yeah.
So they only get to see relationships on TV. And it could cause, that development can turn out different for different people in different situations. So today we're going to talk about some of the things we learned. I want to start off with conflict resolution.
Okay.
That's one of the things that I was able to see up close. I wouldn't say it was perfect in my household.
Yeah.
But I did see it up close. Now, I saw conflict resolution in different households. I saw my grandparents on my mother's side who were married. Fortunate to see that as well. And my grandma used to drink like a fucking fish. And granddad used to cheat like a fucking sailor. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that was their dynamic. And they argue sometimes and granddaddy elite, but it was never no violence in the crib and no shit like that. If it ever got close to violence, I always thought my grandma was gonna whip my granddaddy ass. Like, I never would have thought. I think if they fought, it would have went her way type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's just the type of grandma she was. She was a gangster for sure. But on the flip side of that, on my father's side, with my grandparents who was also married, I got to see 3 marriages.
That's good.
It was some domestic on that side. I never saw my grandfather put my hands on my grandma, but I could tell that if I wasn't there, that's what the fuck it would have been. Like, I could tell. Like I remember hiding under the table. My grandma throwing plates at that nigga from across the room and shit like that. And that nigga shot the house up one time.
Was it one of them things where like they arguing, like you in the room low key, they arguing and then kind of see you like, girl.
Well, I didn't even see him do that much. It just was that I could tell by her reaction to him that like he hit her before.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
You would think
as a little kid. He died when I was 10, so I was younger than that seeing that shit.
Okay. And mom, if you see this, sorry, I'm throwing you under the bus, but I can guess is like, cause I was a little bad little motherfucker or whatever, and it got to the point like my mama I'm doing some stupid shit, I don't smack me in the back of the head. We'd be in public. We'd be like, you know what I'm saying, at family house. But oh, come here, man. I'd be like, oh shit. You know, I think I'm gonna get hit again.
Yeah.
Like anytime, and it just looked crazy. It
looked bad. It looked really bad. It looked really bad. But so in my particular household, when my parents used to argue, it was like my father, it took a lot to get him mad. And I feel like I'm the same way. It took a lot to get him mad. Like a lot. And my mom would just go and go and go. And when he did get mad, he'll go the fuck off and leave.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll go off and he'll just leave the crib. He'll go hop in the car and ride. In my mind, he was always riding around smoking, listening to music. I don't know what the fuck he was actually doing. But it was a couple times where I went with him though. He'll leave and I go with him. He'll just ride around playing like the Isley Brothers and shit. Just cool off and come back to the house and be cool and calm and have whatever conversation you need to have. And I was glad that I'm fortunate that I was able to see that reaction. Even though I feel like it's a good thing to be able to stand in that fire and be able to still stay calm versus leaving. But I would rather see somebody leave, go cool off, and come back to have a conversation than somebody be violent or just be on 10 with a woman. I didn't see that. You know what I'm saying?
For me, growing up in a 2-parent household, conflict resolution, as you mentioned that, I ain't gonna lie, I struggled thinking of moments where I witnessed it. I think earlier as a kid, I think my parents kind of like maybe hid it. Like we didn't, or we just wasn't paying attention to it. Cause it was never like yelling. But I'm pretty sure it was moments where, you know, they was at odds or whatever, or it was moments where we was probably all in the same room, not necessarily collectively together, but just in the same space. And they probably had differences or whatever. And they probably maybe took it to their room or whatever. And I didn't hear yelling, but as I got older, and it's crazy how like, I grew up in a relatively healthy, I don't even say relatively, I grew up in a healthy environment. But I do remember a particular time as a shorty, I had to be in the single digits, right? And I hear my pops, like, it was like a fucking lion roaring. Like, I wasn't even, they was in the room with the door closed, and I just heard that nigga yell. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? And they was arguing, whatever. But that moment was so intense because I remember we had I hope this ain't too much info. We had don't you know the water coolers with the waters in? Pops had one. We had a water cooler, but we had an empty one where, you know, you just put change in, whatever. And I remember my mama, she came out this was during that same argument, came out the room, probably went to another room or whatever, and I just seen that motherfucker fly across the floor. Like he threw it out of anger, or whatnot. And that was just like an intense moment. But I was like in the single digits. After that, I never saw no shit like that again.
Just to clarify for the people listening, he just threw it. He didn't throw it at your mom.
No, that's why I said she went to another room.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? That's why she was nowhere in the area. He just threw it out of anger, just out of frustration. And knowing my dad now as a grown man and me being like him, moms had to really take it there for him to react like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that nigga ain't, you know what I'm saying? He a crash out for him. Like
Oh shit.
But other than that, I would see them, you know, have differences. I never really saw yelling. I saw conflict. And I also didn't see violence connected to conflict. I also didn't see, just what do I want to call it? Shout out to Tiff, the drink kicking in. But I also didn't see commotion connected to the conflict. But as I got older, that's when I saw them sitting down and having conversations about shit. Yeah. And it's funny because, as a kid, if your parents are talking, just imagine this. Yeah. Imagine this, paint the picture. You and your mom and dad, they having a conversation, and you just so happen to be in the room and you hear them talking. Just imagine adding your 2 cents to what they got going on. The fucking record is the fuck? You don't mind your fucking business. It's grown folks shit. Woo. Yeah. But as I got older, that would happen. They would be having, conversations. And I was like, I was able to be like, hey, daddy, ain't gonna let me just say something right quick. Well, I ain't gonna lie, like that you shouldn't do that. And there's been times where I took my mama's side or whatever, but I still was able to see a married couple who love each other get through a time where sometimes it was pops in the wrong, sometimes it was moms in the wrong. So that really set the foundation on how I handle conflict in my relationships too.
How would you say your pops handled your moms when she was in the wrong?
He just like, see, my pops is super old school. My pops is 70. The nigga ain't gonna lie. Shout, the nigga look 40 something. Took care of himself. But he, when mom's is in the wrong, it's just like, exactly. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? He's cool with just, as it's known that you wrong, we both know you wrong and you acknowledge you wrong, I ain't gotta say shit else.
Yeah.
It's like, exactly. And that's that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, mom's was in the wrong, what was it?
Mom's in the wrong. I don't want to say it the
she
same.
went wrong too many times. They don't even remember.
I can't remember. I'm saying they hid that from us a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to pull a memory versus, you know what I'm saying, somebody else. I didn't grow up in that environment where it was just constant trauma, constant arguing and all that. So it's hard for me to pull. But
So what you saying is your pops kept his problems in the raps and OG was letting that shit be known, because that's what it sounded like. Like OG was getting on his ass and he was like, all right, I ain't gonna say nothing too much about.
Yeah.
And whatever they was doing, he was
I ain't gonna lie, my pops,
low key.
I saw my mom, I put my mom on a pedestal my entire childhood. I didn't know she had flaws until I was a grown man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we talk about these things now. We talk about, you know what I'm saying, some of the things he deal with, what came with the sacrifices that he made, and just his position as a man in the relationship that humanized my dad to me. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because as I became, cause I'm grown now and I'm dealing with women. And so now I'm understanding his perspective on what he was dealing with. And that's where empathy came in. That's where, again, I humanized him and I saw him and really saw him for what he did for our family. So them quiet times, and that could have been strategic for him. Maybe he didn't want to, for him to maybe speak his mind and me see my mom as a villain. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how that went for me.
For sure. So I think something else you might have learned as well is what to keep away from the kids. Because that's not always the case in a lot of relationships. I saw a lot of my parents' conflict. Now, again, I will say this. You got a big ass house.
It wasn't. This not that
this
house.
Nigga got a big ass house. So you could go hide and argue in his house. You ain't gotta hide. Your room ain't 2 blocks away from their room anyway.
So they'll never know what happened.
You'll never know what happened. It could be motherfucker leave a body in his house. Motherfucker might
for 3 days.
That bitch. Like,
so a nigga walked to the West Wing.
I told y'all I went to the nigga crib, bro. I went to the nigga crib and I was looking for him. I was in the kitchen. I was like, where Reggie go? They like, shit. He had left out on his way to the basement. He might be there by now. I say, what the fuck you mean?
About by now.
How the fuck look? There's a yellow brick road to the motherfucker's basement.
Why the basement so far?
From the kitchen to the basement. Cause the nigga, when I walked in the kitchen, the nigga wasn't in there.
I've been looking for him for at least 10 minutes.
I went, made a drink and shit. Like, where Reggie at? I'm like, hey, he left out, headed to the basement. He might be there by now. Shit, you leave now, you might catch him.
That's
damn.
Hey,
that shit was crazy, man. But yeah, so it
probably
went hard for them to have some arguments in that motherfucker. They had an argue chamber in that motherfucker. Let's go to the argue room.
Pull his book. We finna
You
go
heard
behind
what
this
he
shelf.
say shit. My mama got mad and she went to another room because they had hella rooms in that bitch. All the rooms in my house was occupied. What no other room
I don't
to go
got
to
nowhere to go
bitch?
but out the house.
Ain't no other room to go to, nigga. Motherfucker left out their room, he came in my room.
So I mean, fuck it. Since we here right now, Reggie, we not even gonna go to the Patreon.
Fuck.
You say she be walking around the crib and cooking breakfast for you. Is this in that big ass house that you in, or how is this going?
No, it's at her crib.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's at her crib. But when she come to mine, I cook for her. Ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
Like she ain't, when she come over, I cook. Cause she cooking for me 9 times out of 10. So when she come over, I cook.
For sure. All right, man. Where was we at with this conversation?
Just conflict resolution. Maybe probably going into the next thing.
Okay.
But you was pointing out some things I learned about what to hide from the kids and you know what I'm saying, what not to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think what to hide from them. It's hard for me to say what I think should have been hid for me because I don't think I've heard anything that tainted my view of relationships or it was like such a shocker. I can't. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? So like speaking of what your dad would do. So when they would argue or whatever, my pops he'll leave the crib, and one day I went with him, and so when I went with him. Now I finally get to see like where the fuck you be going when you leave the house. Mm-hmm. So I go with him, and he pull up on a block where you know what I'm saying all the guys is at or whatever the case may be, and I'm like, nigga, I see why you be coming up here. This shit fun as hell. Like nah, but it was just I see now because at first I'm there, I'm a kid. I just see a bunch of grown people talking. They smoking cigarettes, they drinking beer, and just talking. And low key to me, it's boring. And I say it's fun because I'm looking at it from a grown man point of view. But as a shorty back then, I'm like, I'm ready to go home. You know what I'm saying? But that was his escape and his place to reground himself to reapproach. You know what I'm saying? Everyday life.
Hell yeah, man. I'll never forget, bro. When I was in college, that was the first time I ever lived with a woman. When Carter mom got pregnant, that's the first time I ever lived with a woman. I was at my homie Marcus' house so much. You would have thought I lived. I was at that bitch so much, bro. And we weren't even into it like that. It was just like needing cause I'm being the only. That's another thing about like growing up and being in a relationship, living with a woman. But coming from being an only child to like just being used to being by myself. Even in college, as soon as I got a chance, I got an apartment by myself. Like you feel me? Like so, just used to being in the crib by myself, bro. Like,
yeah.
To be in a relationship and it's just like you in the crib with somebody all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Tough transition to make.
Mm-hmm.
Not even saying it's a bad thing, but yeah, you need them escapes, you need them getaways. And one thing I am grateful for as far as like having like my pops in the crib, like some of the coolest shit ever is a boy, as a young man, is getting to hang around your pops' friends.
Yeah.
Cause you get to see like adult manhood like in a different way. Like, you know what I'm saying? In like a raw, unfiltered form. And it's like they doing shit you know you can't do, but you like, oh damn, this what be going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? So
I ain't gonna lie, like as I was hanging like around my pop's friends or whatever, and it's cool as a shorty, I kind of peeped that everybody was kind of like low-key scared of my pops. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I kind of clocked how he had talked to him. I kind of clocked how they move, and you know, it wasn't like I don't even want to say scared, but just maybe respected. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say that some of them niggas was scared though, but some of them niggas definitely was scared, and just how he was not scared to speak his mind or say things. And this is such a silly memory, but it's a dope one. I remember my car. I was probably like a sophomore in high school, and something was wrong with my car. Or whatever. Maybe I don't even think they were wrong. I probably had to get the brakes did or some shit. I don't know. Something that was car related. So we went to a nigga that he knew back in his old neighborhood. And the dude was fixing the car. And me and my pops is right there. We talking. And the guy who's fixing my car, he's making like these noises as if like the job was just like hard as fuck. He like, oh shit. Fuck. He going back and forth or whatever. My dad was like, nigga, you can stop all that huffing and puffing. I'm giving you $60 no matter what the fuck it is. He like, I don't give a fuck how hard this is. You can huff and puff all you want. You're getting $60. So get this shit done. So that was funny as fuck to me because bro was like he was just going through it. Like, oh shit, this shit. I need another two. I might have to go. I think I got to run the AutoZone right quick. He's like, nigga, do whatever the fuck you got to do. You're getting $60.
I always say ain't nothing funnier than a blue collar black man, like, for sure. Like, I'm on mama,
and that's why I got a lot of work experience with them guys, man. Working in all them factories and shit. It's a funny environment, but it's a toxic environment. That's a conversation for another day. I think I spoke on that plenty of times. Just the mentality that comes with blue collar work and working in factories, and you just kind of get caged into a certain mentality. But they overall them some funny niggas.
Absolutely, absolutely. Another thing that I think we both learned from relationships and this is what kind of inspired this whole episode. I was watching a clip of our old episodes. If y'all don't notice, on TikTok, we're way behind. We're like 3 episodes behind as far as clips.
I was seeing shit. I was like, oh wow, yeah.
I was finna skip to like our current episodes, but I'm like, it's some good shit in those old episodes, so we're gonna get those clips out. Anyway, I posted a clip and you were saying that you feel like a lot of people in this time don't know how to coexist.
Yeah.
They don't know how to just understand the monotony of a relationship, understand the norm, the everyday of a relationship, and it not being like sparks flying and candles lit and romance all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one of the best things that I learned from being in a 2-parent household with married parents is that a relationship is very normal majority of the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not sparks every day. It's not a date. You're not going on a date every day. You're not going on a date every weekend.
Right.
You're building. You have goals. You have seasons where we not doing shit for a while. We got seasons where we going out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We got seasons where we might take a trip. We doing this, we doing that. Unfortunately, you know, the way it's supposed to be, I'm doing better than my parents was doing. So it might be a little bit, shit might happen a little bit more frequently, or maybe even more than a little bit more frequently for me than it happened for them. But at the end of the day, my idea of a relationship is not a fantasy.
Yeah.
And I noticed that a lot of my friends who grew up, even women, specifically women who grew up in 2-parent households where their parents was married, they get that.
Yeah.
A lot of the women that I've dated that did not grow up in 2-parent households, grew up in single households, there's no knock on them because you didn't get to choose your parents or what situation you was born into. So I'm not knocking nobody. But a lot of the women that I've dated that grew up in single family households, their idea of a relationship is some shit they saw on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Is some shit they saw on social media. It's the flowers every day, the this, the that, the highlight reel.
Yep.
And that's what they're looking for. The chicks I know who grew up in married households, they get it. They looking for the stability. They looking for the you know what I'm saying, the longevity of the situation.
For sure. I think the another thing that hinders, and we're gonna just stay on women. Another thing that hinders women when they get into relationships, women, specifically women who maybe grew up in single parent households, you didn't get to see what an everyday relationship looks like. So you go from that, and now, obviously, what's the thing? It's a lot of piss in the dating pool. That's what people say. Mm-hmm. So you go from that environment to now you're an adult, you single, and you're single for a long time.
Yeah.
And you're single for a long time, and then boom, you finally do find somebody, and y'all lock in. You're used to constantly being stimulated. It constantly got to be a dopamine spike to whereas we got to take the trip. We got to go to the 5-star restaurant. We got to go, we got to be active. We got to be doing an activity. When a real relationship, what I've seen and from my environment is we're just coexisting every day. Because if you think about how people just exist before they find partners, you're not probably doing a lot of your everyday life. You have fun, it's balanced, but your everyday life, you have a routine.
Yeah.
It's routine. When you coming from that single life and single life and that single parent life, and then now you expect a partner to provide all this spontaneity.
You finna fuck, I don't know.
Spontaneous shit.
Spontaneous shit.
Spontaneous
Good
shit.
one.
Thank you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So now you're expecting your partner to provide all this spontaneous shit. It's a distorted view of what an everyday relationship looks like, and it's just not realistic. And now you got to watch out for women who get bored easily.
Yeah. That's what you were saying in that one. Yeah.
Yeah, like women who get bored easily, you find yourself in a circus where you got to entertain. I got to tap dance.
Bojangles for this bitch. Oh my god.
What me and bro was talking about this shit on the phone. I'm like, bitch, this is not a Harlem Globetrotters game. This is a regular season basketball game.
Your girl sitting back looking at you like, baby girl, let me see it dance, let me see it twirl.
You around this motherfucker turning tricks just so you scared for your girl to get bored. You feel like you got to constantly spend money. You feel like you got to always have a date planned every single weekend. Y'all don't know how to coexist, and that's what I was getting ready to say. When I'm single, I have a routine.
Yeah,
I might do something every other weekend. I don't even drink a lot. You know what I'm saying? So now that I'm in a relationship, that's how my relationship looks. But luckily, my girl, she's not used to, she don't need like all this stimulation or whatever the case may be. She cool with exactly how a normal relationship should work. because she grew up with two adults in the household.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's tricky. And ladies, man, y'all gotta chill with all that. I'm bored shit. I'm bored. Sit the fuck down.
This is what I would say to the ladies out there. Stop trying to compare a man to how your father treated you and compare the man to how your father treated your mother or whatever woman that he was dating. He treated you like his princess because you was his princess.
Exactly.
So he was nonstop buying you things. He was nonstop treating you a certain way, doing things for you, giving you this princess treatment. That's not how a man is going to treat you. That's how a man is going to treat y'all daughter.
Exactly.
How did your father treat the women that he dated? Was it constant dates? Was it constant flowers? Was it constant this, constant that? Or was it a stable relationship? Not saying that there was no romance there. Of course, there was some level of romance, hopefully. But that's the measuring stick. The measuring stick is how your father treated the women he dated, not how your father treated you because you was his daughter.
That's good.
You're not your boyfriend's daughter.
That's good.
You're his fucking woman.
Oh my God, bro.
Like we comparing the wrong shit.
You don't know how many. I see this all the time
My daddy
on
did this,
threads.
my daddy
On
did
why
that,
would I
ooh.
accept this and my daddy do? I almost said something because we refrained from the B word a long time ago. And I think I just slipped up and said it earlier, but whatever. But ma'am,
Yeah.
you're not my daughter.
Do not.
You're not my daughter. Like the niggas have, and as a father, you're trying to set the standard, but we low key hurting them. You can treat your daughter how you want to treat her, but let her know that this love is coming because I'm your dad. And so now, when you go out into the world and you start dating men, just look for the traits that I have. Don't look for the behavior because it's two different things. If you waiting for a man, this is me talking to my daughter. If you waiting for a man to match my behavior and my treatment to you, that's unfair to him because the love I have for you comes unconditionally. Y'all have to cultivate that love. Y'all have to nurture that love. That love is going to take time. So he's not going to come in the door treating you how I treated you. And he shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To his benefit. You know what I'm saying? Because you probably wouldn't respect him if he did come through the door treating you how I treat you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So stop bringing that shit up. My daddy, woman, I don't care what your daddy did.
Yeah, I don't. And it's just like a woman don't want a man who constantly talking about what his mama did.
Right.
And how his mama, because a lot of women out here like, oh, you want somebody to be your mom. You want a woman to wash your clothes, do this, all this other shit. Just like we don't want, it's the same thing.
We don't want to hear it.
You see the same woman say that, she don't want a nigga who think that he need a mama and woo. But then she'll turn around and say, well, I ain't accepting this because my daddy, woo. What? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? So, yeah. What else you got though, as far as what you learned from your parents' marriage?
To go into the seasons, right? To have an expectation of, and obviously, this is like a seesaw type of subject because you don't want to have the wrong expectations, and it's as far as where y'all gonna be financially, because obviously seasons. You don't plan to have a rough season. You don't plan to be in the slumps for a season. But realistically, if we just looking at numbers and just life, shit is gonna happen. So, point being, the Christmases where the tree was filled and the Christmases where the tree wasn't filled. Just imagine if I had, or a woman. Let's just imagine a woman. She came up in a household where there were no down seasons, and Christmas was lit every year. Birthdays lit every year. Now, I'm not saying that you should downgrade your expectations or whatever, but if you choose a man, if you just so happen to fall in love with a man who didn't grow up like you and he's building his foundation, etc., it's gonna be a challenge for you to get through those seasons with him because you're holding him to a standard that has nothing to do with him. So for me, I know what it's like to go up and down. You know what I'm saying? I know what it's like to, and the benefit of me knowing what it's like to go up and down, it's going to be less down seasons when we're in our relationship. It's going to be less down seasons because I'm more financially aware and privy than my parents were. There's a lot more information out here. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Absolutely. I agree, man. Seasons, Seasons is a motherfucker. And you gotta have somebody that's willing to. We talk about how somebody needs to be willing to ride it out with you if you meet somebody and you in the just building phase of your life.
Yeah.
But you might be established and still have seasons. I think that's the thing. I was talking to different people about
Everybody floor is different.
Yeah. I was talking to different people about the episode, some of the clips that we posted last week. And one of the clips was talking about building with a woman. And there was some people who were talking about like, hey, look, listen, if I ain't where I want to be at a certain level and I can't do certain things for a woman, I don't want to be in a relationship. That's understandable if you just can't do, if you're not at the level that you want to be as an individual, as a single man, right? Okay. But if you at the level you want to be as a single man and you able to be in a relationship, at the same time, I wouldn't advise a guy to just feel like I gotta be making crazy money to date somebody.
$300K a year just to start dating.
And I say that because no matter how much money you make, I think a lot of people, if you're not where you want to be at, you think that once you get there, you're not gonna have more goals. You get what I'm saying?
Bro,
yes, go ahead. You're gonna hit your goals and have more goals. So you're gonna hit your goals, you're gonna start there, and you're gonna get with a woman, and you're gonna be like, damn, I got the house I want, I got this, woo, woo. And now you still got this money flowing in. You're gonna be like, you know what?
Now we got to build generational wealth. Now I have to start a real estate portfolio.
I want to buy some real estate properties. I want to, you know what I'm saying, do a new construction building. I want to do this, I want to do that. Now you got to stack again.
Yep.
And you're going to use the same traits that you mastered before to get where you are. The same traits of sitting the fuck down, knowing how to save up, knowing how to invest. You're going to use those same traits. You're going to tap back into that to get to your next goal. And she going to have to be cool with that. But you gonna break up with her because you're like, damn, I can't do the dates and shit right now. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, regardless, once you get yourself settled, I feel like it's okay to date. You don't have to be the richest nigga in the world. Once you get yourself settled, it's okay to date because you're gonna go through seasons regardless where you gotta stack up. And you wanna find somebody that you know is cool with that before y'all get in a relationship. You wanna get in a relationship and find out that she not okay with that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go too much into that because I feel like we're going too much into like the last like episodes from before. But you got anything else?
You were signaling real?
1 hour.
Yeah, but it don't really tie into the topic.
You want to do AMP?
Yeah.
Let's do AMP, guys. A man's perspective. We gotta start calling it a man's perspective because niggas don't even be knowing what AMP means. Somebody DM me and said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AMP means a man's perspective. Don't forget it. Okay, so tying back into why most men don't win until later on in life and why that's a good thing, right? So most men don't really win till later on in life. They might have a little motion early on, like because I had motion in my 20s, but it's fleeting. That's also fleeting, you know what I'm saying? Especially because you don't necessarily have the foundational characteristics and principles to sustain success that young as a young man. Mm-hmm. So you experience success where you got money, you blow it, you got money, you blow it, cool. What that does throughout your journey is it's teaching you so many things. It's teaching you how to handle losses emotionally. It teaches you how to handle losses logically. This is all things that you learn, you know what I'm saying, in your 20s. But most guys don't have the just natural maturity and emotional maturity to handle success at a large level in their early 20s. You know what I'm saying? I didn't start becoming emotionally intelligent for real until like, you know what I'm saying, my late 20s. And I feel like emotions can tie into finances tremendously because you can make an emotional decision that can disrupt your finances or whatever. And these are the lessons and these are the milestones you learning as you are growing. So those years where like struggle is lessons where you learn how to deal through heartbreak. You learn your broke season, especially broke seasons. I feel like having broke seasons before you experience massive success is pivotal. Fuck.
Pivotal.
Thank you. Having those broke seasons and setbacks.
Shout out to Tip.
these drinks is kicking
your ass.
No, but that's where men learn discipline, humility, and empathy. Because just imagine a young man in his early 20s And we see it a lot. You know what I'm saying? We see it a lot because obviously social media is the place where you show highlights versus just everyday life. So we see young men who experience massive success. It's a lot of arrogance. It's no empathy. It's a lot of entitlement. You know what I'm saying? And it's a turnoff. And that's what makes women like, it's like, damn. That's why I always say, like, if money can be the last puzzle that you get, you're gonna be a very dangerous man in a good way. You know what I'm saying? And those L's build that version of you as you're going along. So losing teaches you to not move reckless, because when you've taken a loss before, when you've lost money before, when you fucked up the church's money, when you get money again, way more diligent. You're way more aware. You're not impulse spending. You're very strategic in the way that you're going to spend this money, because you know what a loss feel like. You know what it's like to be up and lose it all again, versus if you've never experienced that, you don't want to experience that on a large level, because usually when you experience that in your early 20s, it is like small losses. Maybe you fucked up $10,000 before. You know, I remember I fucked up 10 bands or whatever. I would rather, now that I fucked up that 10 bands, when I get the 100, when I get the 500, I'm not fucking that up, because I know what it's like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when the man starts to win later in life, he different. Most importantly, he's not trying to prove himself. If you take the long route and success comes later, you did all of the things for validation. I've did in my early 20s. I'm buying the clothes. I'm getting the rims on the car. I'm doing all the stupid shit for the validation. I know what that feels like, and most importantly, I know that none of that shit matters, and none of those people matter who I was trying to impress, especially the women. None of it matters. So just to bring this full circle, I think it's best for men to come into monumental success in their latter years, because number one, your character is shaped. You don't need the validation, and now when you get this money, it's more of a tool versus a validation thing. Like it's not going to define you. Now you're looking at money, it's like, okay, cool. Now I can structure my life this way. I can make these type of moves, etc. Versus when I was a shorty, I need these type of shoes because I get this type of attention. It's just all the dumb things. So
You say that shit more bread than butter, huh?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So
For sure. Advice for boy moms this week, man. Teach your son positive self-talk. The other day, my son was rushing out to get to school on time, and he decided that he was going to pour him a cup of water before we went out to the garage to the car. When he tried to pour this cup of water, he spilled the shit everywhere, all over the table, the living room, all over the floor, so forth. So, and so on. And when he was walking past me in the hallway, I didn't know what happened, but he was rushing past me in the hallway. And he was like, "Man, I'm so stupid." Damn.
I know he's like, whoa.
I'm like, "Whoa, what's happening right now?" So he came back and he started cleaning it up. And I was like, "Man, everybody make mistakes, but the biggest mistake that you're making right now is how you talking to yourself. You talk to yourself more than you talk to anybody else. Make sure you're saying the right things, man." So for one, we got to reframe our thinking. Instead of "I'm so stupid," I told him, like, you could have said, "I'm smarter than that." "I'm so stupid" tears you down. "I'm smarter than that" lets you know that you're bigger than the situation that just happened. Even though you fucked up, you smarter than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could not fuck up the next time. Telling yourself that you so stupid is gonna put yourself in position to make the same mistakes again and again. All in all, we talk about daily affirmations and things like that, and daily affirmations are wonderful. I think that that's something that you can incorporate as well. However, positive self-talk, saying the things that you need to hear in a particular moment out loud to yourself, is a very powerful thing. If I'm in the gym and I'm lifting weights and I'm being a bitch,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Man, I said I was going to 12, but 8 is cool." I need to tell myself, like, I talk to myself out loud. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Positive self-talk. When you brushing your hair in the mirror, tell yourself you look good out loud. You know what I'm saying? When you fuck up, tell yourself you better than that out loud. It's a different thing, and I think especially for a man, we say our word is the most important thing we have. And keep your word. I always talk about how I feel like people should say their goals out loud. People say, "Oh, I don't want to tell people what I'm up to. I don't want nobody hating on me." I'm gonna say this shit out loud because now I gotta do it. Cause I said it out loud, put it in the world. Ain't nobody finna come up on me talking about some, damn, Terry, what happened to the so-and-so? It's right here.
God.
Fuck nigga.
Bitch.
Keep Jesus in your life, fuck nigga. Fuck you talking about?
Sit your bitch ass up, Troy.
You know what I'm saying? So
Keep Jesus in your life. Fuck nigga.
So yeah, like it's just like you gotta say it out loud, you gotta claim it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta believe it. So I say that, man. Teach your sons the power of positive self-talk. Make sure they saying the right things.
And one more thing for the boy moms. Last time when I talked about Trey and accountability, and I seen a lot of parents was in the comments.
That bitch went crazy.
They was resonated with that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, we all got the same kid. Because my son don't take accountability either. I'm just here to give y'all an update. Trey is still not taking accountability. He's still not. He just got in trouble the other day. And I was waiting for him to tell me, like, yeah, I fucked up. He didn't. He blamed it on somebody else. So we working through this. So because I be feeling like it's just him.
Yeah.
So when I saw the comments, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of y'all comments, y'all made me feel a lot better. I'm like, fuck, I thought something's wrong with my kid. It's all our kid. I just want to let you know I'm still working through it with him. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna get through this shit.
Shout out to Mellow Bucks. Oh yeah, damn, I forgot to do the ending.
I'm like, what the fuck you doing? This nigga just got up and said, fuck y'all.
All right, man. What? All right, man. If you chasing anything in life, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you give it your all, man. Don't fuck around. Don't play with these people. Don't let them play with you, man. Decide, plan, sacrifice.
Shoot.
We out.